Good morning and welcome to Meghalaya, or more precisely the Shillong Whitewater Park in Meghalaya, very close to Shillong. Why am I here? It's kayaking time. I'm here for the MeghaKayak Festival, and this time around I'm not shooting, well, I am shooting a little bit, but for my own thing. I'm not shooting professionally. I just come here to have some fun, meet some good friends of mine. Vlogger meets vlogger!
It's not good.
Not good.
And my timing is actually good. Still recording.
So, meet Kerala meets Bangalore in Meghalaya. First person, vlogger meets vlogger in Meghalaya.
Oh, you also started vlogging.
Well, I'm trying.
It's good.
Something, yeah. Okay, we are here. See you in the waters. So the MeghaKayak Festival happens sometime in mid-October. And this time around, the Meghalaya Tourism Department got on board to make it a big event. There were about 50 kayakers competing from across the world, and spectators came in the hundreds to this tiny little village. So without wasting any more time, let's get into what happens at a kayaking competition. Kayakers have to jump off the starting ramp into the Umprov River and race down this class 4 rapid called the Terminator Rapid. There are 3 categories of races: the downriver sprint, extreme slalom and motocross. The sprint is the easiest to understand. You basically race from the start to the end and the fastest time wins. You can take any line on the river that suits you. The extreme slalom requires you to navigate through gates on a rapid. The gates being those colorful poles you see hanging on the river. There are downstream gates and upstream gates. The downstream gates are green and marked specifically such that you need to pass them on the left or on the right depending on the marking. The upstream gates are red and only your head needs to pass around the gate. You are allowed to use the paddle to move the gate to your convenience, and that's why you'll see a lot of people whacking the gates into a preferred position. And the most awaited race is the motocross, where you have 4 kayakers racing down the river at the same time, and each one has to navigate through these gates to the finish. This race is the biggest audience puller, as you get to see a lot of carnage in the river. And the rapid where all the action happens is called the Terminator Rapid for a reason, as the rocks can be quite unforgiving. Of course, the best feeling is to hit your line and speed perfectly well and get to that finish line as fast as possible. So now, let's get racing! The downriver sprint is roughly a 400-meter dash from the start to the end, and the second part passes through a thick jungle that you can't really reach by foot. Matthias Wieger from Austria was the winner, the same guy who also won the World Championships held earlier this year. Now let's head to day 2 for the extreme slalom race. Day 1 was mostly the beginners and the intermediate category racers. Day 2 was for the downriver sprint and also the day that I landed here for the festival. Day 3 first half had the extreme slalom. And before I show you the finale, let me show you a little bit more of where I'm staying. Good morning! I got this lovely little cabin in the Shillong Whitewater village, which is owned by Ian and Sheila. This is my cabin from the inside. And this is the view of the outside. Let me know in the comments if I've become too much of an influencer already. Of course not, because most travelers like me are always doing their laundry and drying it outside the room. The MeghaKayak Festival this time around is being organized by Manik Taneja from Good Wave Adventures. Iggy, why are spreadsheets so stressful?
Because it is.
He's joined hands with Ian and Sheila and brought in a bunch of others to help chip in with the organization. And what struck me the most this time around is the photographers and videographers. Loads and loads of cameramen and women chatting, dancing, getting in my frame, more getting in my frame. Videographers covering photographers, photographers helping videographers. Struggling to jump, scrambling around. Cameras on paddles, cameras in the jungle, interviews. 5 years, Naina, 5 years. And of course, the locals wanting photos with the kayakers. Okay, time to meet some of these goofball kayakers now. स्ट्रैटेजी क्या है बता फोटो क्रॉस के लिए?
बस कुछ नहीं है, बस आराम से जाओ, फन करते हुए जाओ, बस चोट उट मत लगाओ एक दूसरे पे, मजा आएगा। Smooth is fast. Yeah. Yes, smooth is fast.
Here's how Ashu likes to improve his paddle grip, while the Red Bull team tries to sneak in on some audio. Some last-minute kayak fixing in the works too, with a heat gun and spare plastic pulled out from the kayak. Jugaad exists all over the world.
Yeah.
Alright, that's enough of goofing around. Let's get to the motocross race. most remembered moment of the tournament was this one, where Noria missed her line in the women's motocross semi-finals, and that allowed the two Indian paddlers, Naina and Priyanka, to overtake her. She fought and fought and fought. And most paddlers by now would have given up or would have had a swim. But everyone got to witness why Noria Newman is the star that she is. Gentle in her heart, but a beast in the water. Unfortunately, missing that gate meant that she was eliminated from the race. And this shows how even the slightest of mistakes can have disastrous consequences. Kayaking, even though is an individual sport, is all about teamwork. Nobody kayaks alone. And your time in the river is spent with people of the same mindset. So make the most of it. Lastly, there's always going to be swims in the least expected places, and you will always need a buddy in the river to rescue you. A swim happens when you capsize your boat and can't roll up. You have to wet exit your kayak and then swim across the rapid. You need to get to safety as soon as possible, and grabbing onto your friend's kayak is usually the best way out. The overall championship was won by Matthias Wieger from Austria for the men and Beth Morgan from the UK for the women. But the true winners, you ask? The local kayakers who got a chance to paddle alongside some of the top athletes from around the world. Even if it meant just a fist bump or a joke, the immense opportunity and learning that bringing the top talent from around the world to this sleepy little village in Meghalaya brings a huge change in how the sport is seen. The knowledge and the equipment they share enables a new generation of kayakers to grow for the future of the sport.